thank you for 1.2 million subscribers. Every 100,000 milestone, I talk about a collection. And in this case, I'm going to talk about a collection with this being the very first piece of my collection. This is a power hammer made right here, January 30th, 1900. It's stamped on here, the made on date, which is pretty funny because I thought they only did that for beer. This is a Fairbanks DuPont, and this I got on Craigslist. And I got it from Arrowsmith Forge in Millbrook, New York. I got a chance to hang out and meet Fletcher Coddington, who is a pretty amazing blacksmith. And from the minute I met him, he was inspiring me. Felt like I had to restore this. I didn't want to let him down. He gave me some tips on how to do it. I had to rebush all these arms. All these arms were worn out to the point where the person who had this previously, maybe 30 years before, Fletcher was just babysitting it for somebody. He wasn't actually the one who owned it and dismantled it. And that's why I ended up buying it in pieces, because the restoration had begun years before and never got finished. These arms all needed to be milled out to the proper diameter, and I put an aluminum bronze bushing in there. Each one, I put one here, I put one in here, I put one here on each side of these arms. So once I got the head back together, the big hurdle came in putting the motor back together, because this machine had no motor mounts, had nothing. Like I said, everything that was loose on it was in a bucket of parts. And when I looked at everything that was designed to make the motor move, there really wasn't anything tangible except for maybe the arm that takes the slack out of the belt. I wanted to come up with an elegant solution for the motor mount because this is such a beautiful piece. I liked the antique nature of it, and I didn't want to cloud that up with a big giant rack. I went on McMaster-Carr. I tried to find the most condensed solution to rotate the drive pulley, and I think I got a good tight package. The machine is working pretty good. I haven't really put it through the paces, but I definitely have used it. So far, so good. It's not on its moorings right now. It's on steel rods because we're going to move it shortly. That's why I've been using it gingerly. Between all these adjustments and the adjustments up there on the belts, it's working really good for just getting it together. Brett went over to Albany Steel and went into the scrap bin. I gave him some ideas on what to find, and he found this 4x4-inch steel pole in pieces. I welded it together. I did some nice deep V-root welding to get this all welded together. This is a 1/2-inch thick wall, and it's very strong. And at the very top, we have this motor mount, which you see I made a bracket so that I could slide it on. We have a 5 horsepower, 220-volt single phase, driving a double pulley, driving the shaft, which drives the 4-inch drive belt. This is the slack pulley. When you step on the lever, it takes the slack out. It's cast iron. I welded it around. I basically brought 2 ends together and completely encapsulated it with a weld all the way around 360 degrees, and it's still holding. It doesn't seem to be stressing in any way. I like this one single pole in the background because it's unencumbering. There's not too much stuff around it. You could look directly at the machine and not see all this metal around it. And it's mounted directly to the machine. I use the available bolt holes and put it right on it. So I can remove this if I need to, but I could also move the whole machine as one piece. Everything goes right back to the original base. Thank you for the love and support. I really appreciate it. Again, this is the first in my collection of power hammers. If any of you out there have a power hammer rotting away in your barn, give me a call. You can help me build my collection. Next time, I'll do wrenches, I think.